Solar Bright Green Greg here, and today we're going to talk about the 2024 EV rebates. Warning, there's new government regulations that you must know for 2024. A mistake can cost you up to $7,500. So watch this video before you buy. So in this video, I'm going to cover how much are the 2024 EV rebates, how to obtain EV rebates, what are the EV rebate income limits, and which vehicles qualify for the EV rebate. So just a quick disclaimer here, I do not give tax advice. I'm simply creating awareness of EV tax credits available. See your tax preparer or accountant to verify the requirements and your qualifications. Okay, let's continue. So what is the 2024 EV rebate? The EV rebate is actually an instant EV tax credit up to $7,500 that can be obtained at time of sale. This money can be used for a down payment. So just keep in mind, when I say rebate, what I really mean is it's a tax credit. So a lot of people are calling it a rebate because you can use it instantly at time of purchase. But keep in mind that when somebody says EV rebate, it's really an EV tax credit, okay? The EV tax credit is non-refundable. It reduces your tax liability. So you must owe taxes, federal taxes, to use the EV tax credit, okay? And by the way, I'm only talking here about the federal EV rebate. You might have some local incentives, but for this video, I'm only talking about the federal EV rebate tax credit. So just keep this in mind. If you have any questions, ask your tax preparer or accountant. So how much is the EV tax credit 2024? Well, for new vehicles, it's up to $7,500. For used vehicles, up to $4,000. How to qualify for the EV tax credit 2024? Well, you have to not exceed the income limits. You must buy a qualified vehicle, and a form must be submitted by the dealer to the IRS at time of sale. And I'll go into more detail on all these. So the EV tax credit income limit for new vehicles, okay, if married filing jointly or a qualifying widower, $300,000. Head of household, $225,000. All other taxpayers, $150,000. Now, the EV tax credit income limit for used vehicles, okay? Married filing jointly or, again, qualifying widower, $150,000. Head of household, $112,500. All other taxpayers, $75,000, okay? Now, just keep in mind something, that if you exceed these income limits, when you file your income taxes, you'll have to repay that tax credit if you exceed the income limits. So just keep that in mind. You know, check your tax returns, and again, if you're not sure, ask your tax preparer. Solar by Green Greg here. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. Hey, before you forget, really appreciate if you hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. What this does, it lets YouTube know this content is valuable and shows it to more people like you, so I can help them as well. And also by subscribing, you can make sure that you don't miss my next video. Thank you so much. Let's continue. So how to obtain the EV tax credit for 2024? Well, again, buy a qualifying vehicle, do not exceed the income limits, and a time of sale report must be submitted by the dealer to the IRS, okay? And the buyer will need a copy of this report showing that it has been submitted and accepted, and you will be using a copy of this document when you file your tax return. Okay, and this is in the IRS publication 5900. I'll leave a link to this pinned in the comments for your reference. Now, you may have other questions about the EV tax credit. So I'm going to pin in the comments this IRS fact sheet, which answers a lot of common questions. And also, I'll pin in the comments this document, which explains about using the EV tax credit towards down payment. Okay, so now let's talk about the EV tax credit eligible vehicles list. This is very, very important. It's very different from the prior years, And not all EVs and plug-ins qualify. There's a lot of compliance requirements for 2024. So I found a website called fueleconomy.Gov, and you could input the vehicle information and get a list of vehicles that qualify and see if the one you're looking at qualifies before you buy. So let's take a look at that website. Okay, so here's fueleconomy.Gov. This is published by the U.S. Department of Energy. And so this website has a very nice tool to verify eligible vehicles. And so it has all this information about the EV tax credit. And if you scroll down here, you can search for eligible vehicles. This is very important because there's a lot of requirements. So you can use this website to search the vehicles. First of all, you have to select a date you plan on taking delivery. Let's put 2024 there from the drop down. And if you like, you can select a model year and a make, etc. But also, you can just scroll down here and see a whole list of vehicles. Now, right now, there's not a huge list of vehicles that qualify for the new EV tax credit. So I just prefer to scroll down, and now you can see all the vehicles that are eligible for the tax credit. Okay, so just nice and handy to do it that way. And this is new vehicles. And there's just a lot of requirements, by the way, for 2024 about the assembly and the critical materials and so on. So that is the easy way to find out. And then you can click on these other links and see the requirements. It must be for your own personal use and not resale, used primarily in the U.S., adjusted gross income, etc. that I just went over. And by the way, it does mention on this website, you can use your adjusted gross income of the year you take delivery or the year before. So that's helpful to know. And it gives some other details here. Okay, this is for new vehicles. Okay, and please note also, by the way, there's an MSRP maximum requirement, $80,000 for vans, SUVs, and pickup trucks, and $55,000 for other vehicles. So this is a reason why some vehicles might not qualify. There could be other reasons as well, but that's one of the criteria. So that's new vehicles. Okay, so now let's look at credits for used vehicles, pre-owned vehicles. Click on this up here, credits for pre-owned vehicles. Okay, and again, you're welcome to input the information about the vehicle or simply scroll down. And now you can see all the vehicles that are pre-owned that qualify for the EV tax credit. And as you can see here, by the way, this list is vastly different than what qualifies for 2024. That's what I've been saying from the beginning, is it's changed a lot. But also note that for used vehicles, there's a maximum price of $25,000. So some of these vehicles, even though they initially qualify, the price on the vehicle might be too high to qualify for the tax credit. So keep that in mind. Okay, and again, you can click on the requirements down here. This was updated as 1/16/2024. You can click on these requirements, and now you can see the other requirements that are required for the vehicle. Again, we have the income requirements. And I did see, oh, right here, yes. Qualified vehicles, it must have a model year at least 2 years earlier than the calendar year when you buy it. And also, it must not already have been transferred after August 16th, 2022 to a qualified buyer. So if you buy a pre-owned vehicle, you're going to have to make sure that it hasn't been transferred after August 16th of 2022. So there's other requirements here as well. So the used vehicles, it's a bit more trickier. But again, this is a handy tool. And I just mentioned here, it must have a sales price of $25,000 or less. Okay, and other requirements. So this is a really handy website. It's a government website, so the information should be reliable. And, you know, again, you could check back to see if it's updated. I don't expect any updates on the used vehicles, but there is a chance that maybe later on the new vehicles might get updated. Okay, So again, what I'll do is I'll leave a link to this website in the pinned comments for your reference, along with the other websites. Solar by Green Greg here. I hope you enjoyed this video. On this channel, we cover home solar PV and battery, solar pool heating, and energy efficiency. And I do it all without any clickbait or sales talk. You know, I've been in the solar industry now for 17 years. So I know all the ins and outs, the tips and tricks, but I'm also a homeowner just like you, and I know how it is. You know, sometimes you're just trying to get information, and you don't want clickbait or sales talk, right? If that's you, just want information, hey, you're in the right spot. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next video. Thank you so much. Here's the next video.